All right, let's dive in. Today, we're looking at a new vision for maritime operations, especially in some of the most challenging waters on the planet. If you're managing a fleet, you already know the Arctic is a huge opportunity, but it also comes with massive risk. We're going to explore a technology that could completely change that risk equation for you.
The stakes here are just incredibly high, and they haven't really changed in over 100 years. The fundamental danger of ice, which the Titanic so tragically showed us, is still a major threat. It's a pretty stark reminder that out there, what you can't see can be absolutely catastrophic.
And if you're in the shipping business, this isn't just about safety, it's about the bottom line. Every single bit of uncertainty in those Arctic waters, well, it translates directly into operational risk. It messes with your schedules, it threatens your vessels, and it hits your profitability. The cost of getting it wrong out there is just enormous.
The dangers aren't simple either. We're not just talking about one big iceberg. We're dealing with sea ice that is constantly moving, constantly shifting. Your visibility can drop to basically zero in an instant because of fog or snow. And the lighting? It's either total darkness for months or a low sun that creates these blinding reflections off the ice. Each one of these things on its own dramatically increases the risk of expensive hull damage or even losing the vessel entirely.
So, with all that going on, you'd think our current navigation tools would be up to the job, right? Well, the reality is, they have some pretty serious blind spots.
The problem is really in the gaps between what our tools can do. Look, satellite images are great for big picture strategic planning, but they don't tell your captain what's right in front of the ship right now. GPS and radar give you your position, sure, but they don't have that fine-grained visual detail to tell the difference between a safe path and solid, dangerous ice. And just relying on your eyes? Forget about it. It's basically useless in the dark, the fog, and the awful weather that's so common up there.
And here's what that all boils down to. These gaps in technology lead directly to problems in your operations. When you don't have precise, real-time information, your ships get slowed down, they have to be rerouted, or sometimes they just have to stop. These aren't just little hiccups. These are costly disruptions that ripple through your entire supply chain. But what if we could give our vessels a completely new way of seeing? This is where things get really interesting. There's a breakthrough in situational awareness called AI-powered sensor fusion, and it's a direct answer to all those limitations we just talked about.
Okay, let's start with what a normal high-def camera sees. This is your standard visible light input. When the conditions are good, it's amazing. You get all this great detail, color, texture. But we all know, in the Arctic, good conditions are rare. The moment darkness or fog rolls in, this view is pretty much worthless.
Now let's add another layer of information. This is a thermal or infrared camera looking at the exact same scene. It's not seeing light, it's seeing heat. And all of a sudden, darkness and bad visibility aren't nearly as much of a problem. The heat signatures of different things, like ice, open water, another ship, they all show up, no matter what the lighting is like. And here is where the magic happens. An AI takes both of those data streams and fuses them together. What comes out is something way more powerful than either one could be on its own. It's not just a picture anymore. It's a clear, segmentive, and totally actionable map of what's out there. The system now knows with confidence what is sky, what are different types of ice, and, this is the crucial part, where the safe, navigable path is. So to put it simply, sensor fusion is just the intelligent combination of data from a regular camera and a thermal camera. An AI crunches both of those feeds to create one single, unified picture of the world that's way more detailed and trustworthy than what either camera could see by itself. The real power here is that these two sensors are the perfect team. They cover each other's blind spots. The visible camera gives you all that texture and color info that's so important in good daylight. The thermal camera gives you heat signatures that you can see in any light. And what's really key, thermal can tell the difference between cold sea ice and something warmer, like the hull of another ship, which is a game changer in escort operations. They just work together perfectly. And listen, this isn't just some theory cooked up in a lab. This tech was developed and tested with a ton of real-world data. We're talking about researchers who collected and carefully labeled 953 images during operations in the icy waters of Finland. They made sure the AI was trained on the exact kinds of conditions your own vessels are going to face. This is proven, tested technology.
So the tech is cool, for sure. But what does this better vision actually mean for your operations? Well, it translates directly into real, tangible wins for both your safety record and your efficiency. The benefits are crystal clear. Your ships can now reliably follow those safe channels cut by icebreakers. You can reduce how much you rely on human lookouts who are stuck out there in some of the most dangerous conditions you can imagine. This kind of awareness allows for real-time route optimization, which helps you prevent the costly collisions and delays that wreak havoc on your schedules and budgets. Plus, it makes those close-quarters escort operations so much safer.
This quote from the research just nails it. Out in these environments, continuous, precise monitoring isn't some nice-to-have luxury. It's absolutely vital for navigating safely and efficiently. And that's exactly what this technology delivers. And looking down the road, this isn't just about making today's crewed vessels safer. This technology is actually a critical building block for the next great leap in our industry: autonomous shipping.
I mean, think about it. An autonomous system doesn't have a captain's intuition or gut feeling. It needs hard, robust, precise, real-time data to understand its environment and make safe choices. The very perception challenges we've been talking about are the main thing holding back widespread autonomous shipping. Sensor fusion is the key to breaking down that barrier.
So the final thought here is really a strategic one. Bringing this kind of technology on board isn't just an upgrade for today, it's essential preparation for tomorrow. It's about making sure your assets, your fleet, are ready to compete in a future that's going to be defined by automation. So the real question every fleet manager has to ask is your fleet's vision ready for that autonomous future?